Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about the economy and perceptions. And you're going to get some surprising information. At least it was surprising to me. And it also shed some light on why I am less than trusting of a lot of polling lately, because it all depends on the question you ask. If you were to ask most Americans right now how the economy is doing, a whole lot of people are going to tell you that it's not doing well, which is weird because that flies in the face of all of the economic information. The GDP expanding faster than any developed nation, unemployment down, consumer spending up, inflation approaching desired levels, even rents are falling. Now, I have to admit that last thing is nationwide. We haven't seen that where I live yet. But even with this, my guess is because of all of the coverage, people don't feel like the economy is doing well. When you ask about the national economy, there's an outlet called Axios, and they did this weird thing. They had something, I guess they call it a vibe, Axios Vibes, or something like that, because they're way hipper than I am. It's a survey, it's a poll. In this little vibe check, rather than asking people about the national economy, they ask them about their economic situation as individuals. Those answers change so much. 63% of Americans say that their economic situation is good or very good. A majority. 77% are happy with where they're living, and this includes renters. And more than half feel that if they lost their job tomorrow, they'd be okay because their company needs them more than they need the company. They can go somewhere else and find a job, and they feel very confident in that. These are all really good signs. But here's the wild part. The survey, the vibe check, was conducted at the very end of last year in 2023. 85% feel that they can make their financial situation improve this year. 85%. What this kind of tells us is that the majority of Americans feel that where they are, the economy's doing good. It's just everywhere else that it's bad. Now, this is interesting because this is something we've been talking about, how the economic indicators say one thing and people's perception of it is something else. And sometimes, it takes time to catch up and all of that stuff. This is interesting for that reason. But it's also interesting because it shows how important the question being asked is when it comes to polling. Because I would be willing to bet if you asked these same people this same data set, how they felt the national economy was doing, these would not be the answers. But the individual economy is doing fine. National situation bad. Individual situation good for the majority of people. It's important to remember that people's individual situation makes up the national situation. I found it interesting. This is one of those things that may contribute to other polling errors later, because the conventional wisdom is that the economic situation has a whole lot to do with electoral outcomes. If polling continues to guide people towards saying negative, talking about the national situation, but their personal situation is good, my guess is that we're going to have more polling errors when it comes to election time. Anyway, It's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.